Hi, Gemini. I hope you're doing well. I'm Whitney Moon. I've changed the channel's name again to The Crossroads. Because, I was about to do a reading, and I was like setting all up, and then this Cypress Hill song started playing in my head called Crossroads. And I go, is that like what I'm doing? And they're like, yo, homie, like you're going to the crossroads. That's where you go when you go and do a reading. And then you come back. And I was like, because I cross over through different worlds as I do readings, right? And to believe it or not, I actually didn't even know that I was going into different dimensions until somebody on the channel noticed that I was teleporting while doing readings. I didn't notice. Isn't that kind of how it happens? Like somebody will point out the most obvious thing that you're doing and you're like, I didn't even notice I was doing that. Like when I took my shoes off at work in front of all the customers and my boss was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes you just do stupid things. You don't realize what you're doing, Oh, there's a little spider, a little jumping spider watching me do this reading. Oh, glorious. Actually sitting on my painting outside watching me do this. Those little jumping spiders, like if you pull one on your finger, then they stand up. You think they're going to attack you? Knight of Pentacles with the Hermit. All right, keep going. I am not going to read these cards in reverse. This is a new deck that I just got. It's called Hush Tarot by Jeremy Hush. And yeah, very intricate cards, so I'm definitely not doing any reversals. And I'm putting my foot down with that shit. Ooh, Cardinal. Okay. Remember a Cardinal Official? Cardinal Official? Oh, man. Oh, I wonder if he's still alive. Okay. I didn't put any lip chap on. Sorry. Sorry, I can hear like a puppy crying outside and the birds all just showed up, so I'm getting distracted. Spirit's distracting me right now. Stop distracting me. Knight of Pentacles with the Hermit. And we got the Knight of Wands, Five of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so I think this is work related. Speaking of work, why do you think I brought it up? I think this is work related. So I think you're going to be safe somewhere. It's like news is going to come in. Knight of Pentacles. Something might have been moving slow. Like you might be doing something with work and it's kind of moving slow and you're like, am I ever going to get there? Like maybe you're in a position that you have to like work your way up or something like that. And news comes in. Newsstand. He works at a newsstand. Ha! Reality Bites always comes into my head. If you haven't watched that movie, watch it. She does this psychic reading and she goes, is there something with an N? Newsstand. He worked at a newsstand. Oh, so funny. But news is coming in. Like news is coming in. You might be Five of Cups. Like, I don't know, like you could be like dreading something, or you could be nervous about something or sad about something, or just like in the pits, the armpit of the smelliest person alive, okay? That's where you could be right now. And you're like, am I ever going to get out of this? And it's like, dun da da da. Why, yes, you absolutely are. right? And when I was laying in bed last night and I want to get my sister and I out of this apartment and I want to get us into a new place. And then all of a sudden I said to myself, well, like, why am I getting the apartment? Like, what if I meet a guy that has an apartment already? And then all of a sudden, this Eminem song started playing in my head called Infinite, because the world is infinite. You cannot, by any means, lock your future down by a specific path when you have no idea what's going to happen. Right? Like, you could be like, oh, okay, I'm going to go to school and I'm going to get my diploma and I'm going to go into the best job ever because I want to get a house and I want to do this. And then all of a sudden, while you're in school, you get knocked up by some guy and your entire path derails. Right? Like, it's, try not to get set on a path, because that's what could be making you nervous. Okay, 5 of Cups, upset because it's not working out the way that you keep wanting it to work out. But the thing is that it's kind of one of those things where when you have a couple seeds, you just kind of got to throw them. And you don't really know if they're going to grow or not. But the whole point of life is to try, right? Is to try and see what you are capable of doing, okay? And I think you're capable of amazing things because it's the Knight of Wands. So it's like you just jump on freaking Cardinal Official here, all right? And you just take off into your future, right? And then you start. It's almost like nobody is ever going to knock you down again because you've already knocked them down for being in your way, right? It's like you can only kick somebody when they're vulnerable so many times. When they build their strength up and they fight back, that other person kind of has to stop. Like, if you realize right now, animals and insects are fighting back. It's fucking crazy. Have you seen the amount of bee attacks on people? Bees are just swarming people and killing them. They don't do that. That is not in their nature to do that. Why are orcas sinking ships right now? Because they fucking found out what happened. They found out that one of their sisters died in Marineland. They found out that one of their other sisters was locked up in Sealand for 30 years, right? Those motherfuckers found out where their mothers have been and went, no. We ain't going with this no more, right? Like, the abuse on bees and stealing their honey. They're like, why are you working to make us produce something for you when it's not yours? It's for the animals. Like, I recently discovered that I actually stopped eating honey and maple syrup because maple syrup comes from the heart of a tree, which means it's blood. Hello. Like, I'm not even like that. I'm not vegan. I'm not anything, but I'm like, yo, that just seems like wrong. And then all of a sudden with this honey, these bees are working their ass off so I can put something on my toast? That just doesn't seem right. Right? Like, when you think about it, like, you don't have to be like, I'm the most purest naturalist in the world and I'm only organic. No, you gotta be realistic with the shit that you choose to do. If you see that something gets abused for its product, back away from it. Don't just jump on it because everybody else is, because that's what's been happening to you. You've had something and people have been taking it because it's yours and it's free. And you're the one that's going to work for it. So you've probably been working for other people and they've been taking all your money, all your resources, all your food, all your friends, all your longevity, right? Because it's just there and somebody can take it. So now you're like, oh, okay. So I've been vulnerable for a little bit. And by being vulnerable, I wanted people around me. So I kind of let those people like steal a little bit, but then I realized that I was working for those people and those people were just taking everything that I was accumulating. So now I'm going to back up. I'm going to build my backbone back up again. And I'm kind of going to fight back, right? Like, this is like, you have to realize that just because you have people around you, it doesn't mean those people like you, love you, or have your best interests at heart. Right? Some people are just literally magnets. They cannot be alone. They have to have a pair. They have to be attached to something at all times, right? Other people who notice that they're just being attached to, but not fundamentally grown in any way, kind of go like, you want to just go away? Like, go into your own space. Now I'm getting the Lion King. Oh, the new one with Jon Favreau. I don't know if you've seen it, but the hyenas, you know, the one's always like right beside the other one, and he's like, I asked you for personal space, right? Like you have to, like, those people that latch onto you, they're very dangerous. Okay, so I don't know if you're like, if you've been worried about something going forward, but it seems like, especially with the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles is like independent prosperity. Like you can finally get your own apartment, have your own life, right? That's the Nine of Pentacles. Like a lot of people have a very hard time being in this position because they can manifest something, but they can't keep it, right? Like I work at a place where people can gamble, and these people gamble their mortgages away. And I'm like, how the fuck could you gamble a mortgage away? But they do. They do. Other people can keep this status. Other people can build the money in their life and continue to build the money in their life without credit, without banks, just their own. This is independently stable. This isn't having credit cards. This isn't having a checkbook. Well, actually, no, it is having a checkbook. This is about having your bank account full, right? And she's got that independence to be able to hold on to what I think is a baby stork. No, I think it's a pigeon. Is that a seagull? No, a penguin? Oh, geez, I don't really know. That thing could be so many different things. I'm like, I think maybe it could be a penguin or a seagull. Which, I mean, either way, I don't really think it matters, but she's part bird too. She's in flight. Like, the thing is that wisdom is all around you, right? It's your job to pick up wisdom where you want to. So if something isn't moving, and we're nothing short of invincible. Okay, so you are not invisible, okay? Somebody can see you. I don't know if, like, maybe the job that you do is like independent. So like maybe, you know, maybe you're in a big department, but you're the only one that does one thing and you're like in a back office or something like that. Now I'm thinking of a lady that I work with who does all the money, right? It's like everybody has their own job, right? And it's just like you could just be in an office amongst a lot of people, right? And you just want to be able to be there. Okay, like I think somebody just wants to know that they're safe in something, right? And that it's not going to go anywhere. And that's all what the Hermit's about. Is the Hermit is keeping kind of to yourself, right? Going and seeking your inner wisdom. So I think somebody just has to realize that keep doing the job that you're doing, all right? And it could be a little bit painful and sad because you're not getting to the ending yet to go to the next movie, right? To start the next set or to start the next project, right? But it doesn't mean that it's not going to start, right? It doesn't mean that it's failing. It just means that sometimes certain things take longer than other things. If everything grew at the same rate, I think we'd all be kind of fucked, to be honest, right? If everything grew at the exact same rate, everything has to be different. Things have to be slower, things have to be faster, things have to produce more than other things producing a little bit less, right? Like, I mean, if everything was at the same, oh my God, could you imagine what this world would be like? I think it would be like the giant world in Nintendo, you know? Like, I feel like everything would just be too big. It would just be too eccentric. So maybe that's what it is. Like if you shine too bright, then your company might put you to a point where then you start doing too much work, right? So just be careful. Like, make sure you have a steady back and stay focused and know that, like, somebody's job security is coming in. And I do think that you are tucked in and quite comfortable where you are. I think it's just you're just used to something happening all the time. Like, you're used to ending up like this. and having to pray like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this? Right? I think you're just used to it always ending like that. But ooh, I just got my favorite song in my head. It's called Depth Over Distance by Ben Howard. Depth over distance is all I asked of you. And I may be foolish to fall as I do, but it's streets that will bind us here to the ground. Ooh. I think somebody just wants to know that there's depth in what they're doing and not distance. And that's the whole message of like, somebody just wants to know, am I going to be able to be here for a while, or am I going to have to move on again? Right? And the world is like, does that bitch look like she's moving? No. But to get to that position though, you are going to have to fight for it. Right? Like you're going to have to keep doing the hard work that you're doing. And don't downplay how much work is involved with keeping a position. Okay? It's not like you can just work hard for the first month or the first 6 months and then start to tardy down. Like you still have to work just as hard in 6 months as what you're doing now. Right? So keep working as hard as you can. And that's what forecloses this. Oh, okay. So that's what seals the deal, is that you are working as hard as you are. So don't start slacking. Like if you see other people slacking, but they're still there, and you're thinking, well, so-and-so's slacking and so-and-so's slacking, and like, why can't I slack? It's like sometimes people, they just can't find other people to fill positions, or sometimes it's a human resources kind of situation and they can't fire them, right? Just because they're there, it doesn't mean they're wanted, okay? Huge message there, depth over distance. Don't just start fucking around, right? Because it's you that's binding something in the ground. Like if you're doing something, and that's the thing, if you're part of mission, everybody in mission has to work, okay? And we have to have 9 to 5s, and we have to have 11 to 6s, and we have to have these jobs just like anybody else. But we also work in our dreams. We also work when we're not working. We also work on our time off. We also work when we're having a vacation. We never not work, because everything is mission. Everything is on schedule to be delivered at a specific time by a messenger. If you happen to be one of those messengers, you never have any time off. You are constantly working, which is okay. Honestly, I'd rather be kind of overworked than never work at all. Another spider. Oh my God. As I was laying in bed last night, I finally laid down. It was like 4 a.m. and I got spiders. You know that part, Halloween H2O? And they go into this public bathroom and the little girl screams and she's like, spiders! And she goes like this, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I kind of just laid there like, did you just like basically tell me I have spiders in my hair right now? Like laying in bed? What the fuck? But no, okay, I didn't. But the spiders have shown up. He is trying to get in and can't. Yeah, I'd want to be in here too. Okay, so I don't know, wisdom of spiders. And actually, now that I can see in my third eye a spider web is what a woman uses in her decks for 8 of Pentacles, which is building something, right? When you build a net, when you build a web, right, they're building that web so then they can get food, so they can feed themselves. Why do you work? You get money so you can feed yourself. So think of it that way, like keep building your web. Because the stronger you build your web, the more money you're going to catch. Wow, look at you, little wisdom of a spider. Should we call this reading Wisdom of a Spider? Because I swear, they wanted that to come out. They're showing off now. 2 spiders during a reading? I've never mentioned spiders. Spiders are never anywhere. Like, that's the one thing that it's not in this building, okay? I have roaches, okay? They basically live in my apartment. I try to get rid of them all the time, and then another one shows up, and then I get rid of it, and then another one shows up, and I'm like, oh my God. It's because they come through my door, my front door. It really sucks, but my front door is awful. And I'm like, why can't there be spiders? So I've drawn webs and spiders all over my walls because there's no spiders in here. Actually, and I haven't seen a cockroach for like a week. Thank you, exterminator, but still, like, actually, to be honest, they don't bother me, really. I don't know, whatever. What are you going to do? It's better than a lot of other places I could have been. And a lot of other things that could have been in an apartment. And a lot of other, like, man, this world is fucked. Like, sometimes you just got to be, like, happy with how things turn out. Even if they're not quite, like, what you wanted. Like, we were in Cuba once, and my sister slept with a cockroach. She didn't even know. She thought it was a leaf in her bed. Until she woke up, she was like, oh, that was a dead roach. Because the roaches down there are like, they look like flowers. They're everywhere. Like, oh, they're everywhere. At least they're not the big ones. These things are like, they're just little tiny things. They're everywhere. Sometimes they are in bed with you. Like, there's nothing you can do about it other than set traps. Don't be embarrassed about where you live or who you are. Man, this world is so harsh and this world is so hard that, like, to make it, you need a whole fucking unit behind you to make it in this world now. And if you don't have a unit behind you and you're doing it on your own, just pat yourself on the back, because this place is so fucking hard. And now it's getting even more expensive. I can't even believe what $100 worth of groceries gets you. It gets you like 7 things now. I'm like, great. Guess I'm starving for this week. You just be thankful for, like, some things that you can have, and, like, and be thankful that you can work hard at work. Because let me tell you, it took me years once to find a job. Years. Okay? You think that there's jobs out there and you can just replace something. No, you can't. Things are not replaceable. Like you might think. That's a very naive like thing to think that people are replaceable, or jobs are replaceable, or items are replaceable, or cars are replaceable. Because yes, everything technically is replaceable. But if you truly love something, like, to replace it, you'll never be able to replace that thing that you love that much ever again. Right? It's something, the other thing is always going to be different. The new one is always going to be different. So, be thankful that you can work hard at work. And you know what? The idiots that are walking around the office that are not doing anything, some people, that's how they're always going to be. Because those are the ones that just think that job's replaceable. Well, if they fire me here, I'll just get another job. Probably not. Right? So, like, keep working hard. And I think that just because you think that it's going to end up the way that it's always ended up doesn't mean that it actually is going to end up that way. And as long as you fight for what you want, then no, it's not going to end up shitty. Okay. Depth over distance is all I ask of you. And maybe foolish to fall as I do, but it's the streets that'll bind us here to the ground. Ooh. Oh. My God, I've got to work out my back. Jesus, that was embarrassing. Wow. Okay, let's maybe not read that one. So there's a sweet dreams one here, and that's funny that I mentioned my dreams. So if you want a restful and deep sleep, one way to ensure is good health. Take a pink satin pillow and stuff it with well-mixed dried rose petals, bergamot, eucalyptus, and woolly thyme. Sew it with purple thread, and before the final stitch, whisper, I call upon the powers of the night to watch over me, to hear my heart's desires, and bring me what my soul requires. Blessings to one and all. Not the final stitch. 3 times place the pillow inside your pillowcase and kiss the pillow. That's just adorable. That's adorable. You know, sometimes it's really hard to sleep. So I love satchels. You go to a witchcraft store and you can buy a satchel and fill it with your favorite herbs. And if you're nervous, you can have that satchel with you and smell it. Especially if you put fresh lavender in there. Oh my gosh, lavender is so amazing to calm your nerves. If you can't sleep, put lavender on your pillow, in your pillow, around your pillow. There's like sleep sprays that you can buy that just help calm the senses, right? Like clearly somebody's a little anxious about something and it's like the world's like, yo, just calm down. Like not everything goes the way that it's always went, even if it's always went that way. Right? Eventually energy changes. And then blessing meditation. Sit in a comfortable position in front of your serenity altar and meditate. Think about your blessings. What are you grateful for at this moment? There is a powerful magic in recognizing all that you possess. Breathe steadily and deeply, inhaling and exhaling slowly for 20 minutes, then chant. Great goddess, giver of all the fruits of this earth, of all bounty, beauty, and well-being, bless all who give and receive these gifts. I am made of sacred earth, purest water, sacred fire, and wildest wind. Blessing upon me, blessing upon thee, Mother Earth and Sister Sky, so mote it be. That's so beautiful. These cards are just wonderful. Okay. I'm going to do the last one. I wasn't really going to do it, but this is a body blessing balm. Okay, so balms are like salves for the most part made of beeswax or Vaseline. I make my balms with Vaseline. We'll see what these ones say. Okay, so your body will receive much attention during love making. So loving attention from your beforehand will consecrate the temple of your body. Take 1 cup of natural beeswax, chip it into a double boiler and heat very slowly and gently. Add a 1/2 cup of sesame oil and stir it with a wooden spoon. Okay, so you can also, if you don't want to use beeswax or sesame oil, to be honest, I use, what oil do I use? I think I use, you can use anything. You can use avocado oil, you can use coconut oil, you can use cooking oil, for heaven's sakes. You can use olive oil. And then you can also use Vaseline. So you can use olive oil and Vaseline or any type of oil you want and a Vaseline, okay? Which means you do not have to heat it. The only reason why you have to put it in a boiler is because beeswax is fucking hard. So you have to melt it down, right? Once the wax is melted, or once you have your Vaseline and oil mixed together, add 8 drops of sandalwood, 5 drops of lemon oil, and 2 drops of rose oil. Anoint yourself with the oil by dabbing it on your fingertip and then placing it on your heart chakra, circling outward until your entire body is fully blessed. So this is blessing your body. I think this is just to kind of like activate your body, activate your senses, especially if you want to put it on before sex, then clearly it will activate your senses in your body a little bit more, which is like kind of cool. And, or, I would say you could just put this on, I guess it's before you consecrate so they're calling sex consecrate. So it's like I don't know if they think that maybe like you're, dirtying your temple or something, or like doing something your body's not supposed to be doing. So it's like before you consecrate your body, put this on and bless yourself. But I really think that you could use this anytime. I think you could put this on even before work, right? Bless your body. Bless the things that you have. Be blessed that you can do the things that you can do, and that you have a job, and that you do have somewhere where you can try really hard and bust your ass. Like there's gonna be slackers everywhere you go, but like just don't be one. That's stupid. And if you're not one, then from looks of it, you're gonna get a position that you're going to be able to hold on to. So, bonus! Anyways, Gemini, thanks for watching. Peace!